What if Princess Leia killed Darth Vader? Continuing from part 1, Luke can feel the raw power radiating from her. The dark side energy is so intense. Yoda had sensed the disturbance in the Force the moment Leia entered the cave. He knew this was a possibility. But what troubles him most is that their plan has now backfired. Leia takes a step toward them, her hand instinctively reaching for the lightsaber that Obi-Wan had given her during training. Leia's eyes, once warm and full of hope, are now cold and calculating. She tells Luke the Jedi had been lying to them both. Obi-Wan and Yoda separated them as infants. How they kept Luke trapped on Dagobah for years. How they manipulated her into becoming their weapon against Vader. Yoda attempts to explain. He tells Leia that everything they did was for the greater good. The Jedi way simply needed to survive. Plus, Vader needs to be stopped. And she was the best candidate to accomplish that mission. She is stronger than her brother. It has to be her. But Leia is not interested in his excuses. The Empire destroyed her homeworld Alderaan. Then Obi-Wan and Yoda stole years of her life. She is done being a pawn in other people's games. Luke reaches out to his sister through the Force. He can feel the pain and anger inside her. But he can also feel her calm. He senses that she is still Leia, still his sister. Luke tells her that he understands her anger. But becoming a Sith is not the answer. The dark side will only bring more pain and suffering. Leia points out that he has been stuck on this swamp planet playing while she was out in the galaxy, fighting. She has seen what the dark side can do. It brings power, the power to never be manipulated again, the power to make her own choices, the power to get revenge. Yoda senses that words alone will not reach her. He ignites his lightsaber. He tells Leia that he cannot allow her to leave Dagobah. Not as a Sith. She is too dangerous, too powerful. If she joins Vader and the Emperor, the galaxy will fall into even greater darkness. Leia smiles. She tells Yoda that she has no intention of joining Vader. Through strength, I gain power. Through power, I gain victory. Through victory, my chains are broken. Luke steps between them. He pleads with both of them to stop. The real enemy is the Empire. But Leia and Yoda are locked in a battle of wills, neither willing to back down. The duel begins suddenly. Yoda moves with incredible speed despite his age, but Leia has something Yoda does not: anger and purpose. The dark side feeds on it and gives her strength. Luke knows he is not skilled enough to successfully intervene. He can defend himself, but not in a fight between two Force users of this caliber. Obi-Wan's Force ghost appears. He too tries to reason with Leia. As her master, he apologizes for the deception. He explains that they truly believed they were doing the right thing. That, the Jedi way, requires difficult choices. She tells Obi-Wan that his apologies mean nothing. You can keep your precious certain point of view, Master Kenobi, but actions have consequences, and the Jedi will pay for theirs. She uses the Force to push Yoda back, creating distance between them. Then, she does something that shocks everyone. She reaches out through the Force and calls to Darth Vader to challenge him. She sends him a message, as a Skywalker. Something only he would be able to sense through the Force. A challenge. A new Sith Lord has risen. One who knows that he is Anakin Skywalker. One who knows he killed Padme. However, Yoda quickly realizes what Leia has done. His lightsaber deactivates. He tells her that she has made a terrible mistake by revealing herself to Vader. She has put herself in tremendous danger. The Sith rule of two demands that she cannot exist. She has also exposed Luke and Yoda, but Leia does not care. She tells Yoda that danger is exactly what she wants. She is done hiding, done being afraid. The Jedi had their chance to destroy Vader. They failed. Now it is her turn, but she will do it her way. The dark side has shown her the truth. Power is the only thing that matters in this galaxy, and she will use that power to reshape everything. Yoda intervenes once more. He tells Leia that if she continues down this path, she will lose herself completely. The dark side is seductive. It promises power, but it delivers only emptiness. He has seen it happen to Anakin Skywalker, and Yoda admits that he fights his own darkness daily. Leia responds by saying that she is not Anakin. She will not make his mistakes. She will not be controlled by her emotions. She will control them, use them, master them. Yoda looks sad. He realizes that Leia is beyond saving, at least for now, and tells her that she is free to go. Leia states that she is not leaving. She is directing Vader to Dagobah as they speak. They will have a duel. Leia calmly states, instead of wasting it, Yoda, Obi-Wan, and Luke should all spend the remaining time training her to kill Vader. After all, their very lives depend on her. Yoda sits in quiet, stoic contemplation. Strategically, she has forced his hand. He then states, "Let's begin your training." Yoda knows they have limited time to get Leia stronger. By his calculations, they will have a few days at most. In his exile, Yoda has developed several advanced training methods. He applies a rigorous training schedule for Luke and Leia, drawing on both light and dark side techniques for Leia to learn, while no longer hindering Luke's progress either. Continuous lightsaber battles under tremendous hazardous. Telekinesis, tutaminis, lightsaber drills, counterstepping, force shields, she swiftly drank in all the knowledge. Obi-Wan even gave her training and information while she slept. This way, she could discover and hone what her natural force gift is. Her training was rapid, but she excelled. Leia has a truly sharp tactical mind and is an excellent student. Her anger and purpose drove her on. Yoda was not wrong when he sensed she was the best option to beat Vader. Suddenly, they could all sense that he had arrived. Vader stood like a statue carved from Beskar, the hiss of his respirator cutting through the swamp's silence. Yoda and Luke let her take lead. She emerged from the mists, her own crimson blade humming to life, casting a bloody glow on her face. "Hello, Father?" That word was a dagger, and Vader answered with his blade. He lunged, his powerful, straightforward style clashing with her faster, more fluid form. It was a terrifying dance of red blades. She used the swamp itself as a weapon, leaping from vines and mossy trees, her attacks coming from every angle. Vader was a fortress, ripping entire trees from the ground with the Force and hurling them at her. She just sliced them in two with practiced ease. The ground churned as their power tore the world apart. This wasn't a test. This was an execution, and they both planned to be the one to carry it out. The duel quickly went beyond lightsabers. Vader reached out and trapped her in a crushing Force choke, lifting her off her feet. "You are my blood, but you are weak." But Leia, fueled by a lifetime of simmering rage, answered with a massive Force blast that sent him stumbling back and broke his hold. She pressed her advantage, her fingertips crackling with violet energy. She unleashed a torrent of Sith lightning, a power Vader's cybernetics made it impossible for him to ever master. The bolt slammed into his chest, scorching his cape and making his life support system spark and whine. He deflected the worst of it, but he was on the defensive, driven back into the murky water. Enraged, desperate, Vader drew on the deepest wells of his hatred and unleashed his Force rage. His whole form seemed to swell with power, and he became a relentless, unstoppable monster. He charged right through the lightning, his mechanical limbs giving him inhuman strength. He smashed her blade aside, and a powerful Force push sent her flying into the mud. He stood over her, his red saber pointed at her heart. "You have learned much," he rasped, "but you have forgotten your place." As Vader loomed over his daughter, ready to strike the final blow, a strange cold settled over the clearing. Between them, a soft blue light began to form. The ghostly apparition of Padme Amidala stood between her husband and her daughter. She didn't speak. She didn't have to. A wave of raw emotion washed over them. A mother's love, a wife's sorrow, and a desperate, heartbreaking plea for it all to just end. For Vader, the vision was pure agony. The carefully built walls around Anakin Skywalker's soul crumbled to dust. The pain of Mustafar, the loss, the betrayal, it all came rushing back, shattering his rage and his concentration. For Leia, the vision wasn't one of peace, it was one of impossible clarity. The ghost's touch didn't flood her with the light side, it gave her a cold, singular purpose. In that one moment of connection, she felt her mother's resolve, and she saw her father not as a monster, but as a broken machine. And in that machine, she saw a critical flaw, a single point of failure in his chest-mounted life support. She had found his shatter point. Fueled by this sudden, chilling insight, Leia's rage was now as precise as a surgeon's scalpel. Her hand shot out, and her lightsaber flew from the mud into her grasp. As Vader staggered, reeling from the vision of Padme, she lunged. Her strike wasn't wild or angry. It was a perfect, efficient thrust that pierced the exact critical point on his chest panel, a shower of sparks. The rhythmic breathing that had terrorized the galaxy for 2 decades faltered, turning into a ragged, mechanical gasp. He stumbled back, clutching the wound. Leia rose from the mud, her face a mask of cold triumph. As the ghost of her mother watched, a single tear of light tracing a path down her cheek, Leia raised her hands. She unleashed a final, devastating torrent of Force lightning. It enveloped Vader, overwhelming his failing systems and turning his suit into a prison of arcing electricity. He collapsed to his knees and then fell face first into the swamp, the iconic breathing silenced forever. Leia stood victorious, the murky water of Dagobah swirling around her father's body. Padme's ghost lingered for just a moment longer, a silent, sorrowful witness, before fading back into the Force. The battle was over. Leia had proven her strength. The new Empress of the Sith had been born. So what do you think would happen next in this dark timeline? Would Empress Leia be an even more ruthless ruler than Palpatine? Let us know your theories down in the comments. And if you are interested in a part 3, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more. Peace.